Luke, we went to the movies again. We're going to spend all summer in the theater, aren't we?
Yeah,
And is that a good thing or a bad thing?
good thing.
I would say so. And now, what movie did we see yesterday in glorious full IMAX?
Guardians of the Galaxy
Which one?
3.
The third one. Now, we've seen all three of the Guardians movies, right?
Yes,
And which one of them out of the three do you think is your favorite?
the second one.
And why is the second one your favorite instead of like the first or even the third one that we just saw?
And because the villain is more powerful.
Who is the villain in the second one?
Peter's dad.
His name was Ego, right? He was a
Yes.
giant planet.
Ego.
And what was he? Do you remember what Ego wanted to do?
Dad, what was it?
Well, this Ego was trying to make everybody in the galaxy like him. Like he wanted to make everybody into a version of himself, right?
Yeah.
But he needed Peter's help. Now, the villain in the third movie is called the High Evolutionary, and he had sort of a similar plan. But what did he want to do with people?
He wanted to make everybody perfect.
Perfect. Now, is that possible? Can you be perfect? No? Well, I think you're pretty perfect, though. Should everybody in the galaxy be like you?
No.
No. No. I mean, you can't even drive a car yet, right? Okay, so I guess what did you not like about the villain in this movie? As far as like, why wasn't he better than Ego?
It's because he was like slight plan.
He had a
But
slight plan?
yeah.
Okay. But it wasn't a great plan.
Like it was not like really mean.
It wasn't really me. So you think
Like
Ego's
he did do like harm. He was trying to make everybody perfect.
He was trying to make everybody perfect, but he did harm a lot of like people and creatures trying to
Yeah.
do that, right? So that's what made him kind of a bad
Yes.
guy. Yeah. So he had what maybe could be seen as a good idea trying to make the perfect people, but since there isn't a way to make perfect people, you can't really go around experimenting on other creatures to make that happen. That is kind of mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was the main guardian of the galaxy that was getting experimented on in the movie?
Rocket.
Yeah, so we learned a lot about his story. It was kind of sad, right? He was like he was an experimented on kind of space lab animal, right?
Yeah.
He lived in a cage with these other kind of creatures too.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie, it was not as kind of like happy and bright and funny as the other Guardians movies. It was kind of sad in places. Was that?
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about that? Was that okay, or did you like the movie, or was it kind of did it bother you?
Okay, but a little
A-
bother.
yeah. What bothered you about it?
No, actually, I felt good about it.
You felt good about it all, even though there were some sad parts?
Yeah.
Did you cry?
No.
No?
Not even one tear.
No, not even one tear. Is that because you were bored out of your mind or because I don't know? What? No. I know you were it was a long movie, wasn't it? But you did very well. You didn't get too fidgety or anything like that. So I gotta tell you, me and mom, we got a little bit weepy during part of it, and even grandma, I think. We took grandma to a movie. That was the first time, huh? Yeah. Um, so without giving away any spoilers, do you think that we're gonna see another Guardians movie or maybe a few of the Guardians come back? Because they left it kind of open at the end, huh? I said no spoilers. I'm holding you to it.
They said
I'm gonna have to bleep that part out because that is definitely a spoiler. But let me ask you this: if there were more Guardians movies or more stories with these characters, would you want to see them?
yes.
Yeah, and who's your favorite Guardian of the Galaxy? Do you have one? There's Gamora, there's Rocket, there's Nebula, there's Groot, Drax, Peter Quill.
Say I have
Two? Okay, who are they?
two, three.
Three. All right. It's half the team.
Groot, Drax, and Nebula.
Okay, now why are they your favorite?
Because they have really good powers, and they're very strong.
They're very strong. Yeah, that's true. So there was a lot going on in this movie, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Was there any part that was confusing or you thought was too long or that you didn't particularly care for?
The very beginning.
What was the very big what was wrong with the very beginning that you thought was it boring, confusing? What was it?
Space.
Well, they're in space like the whole time because they're the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like which part in space?
They had those spacesuits on.
Oh, right. They were in that big space station that was made out of like living tissue, right? It was alive.
Yeah.
And they had the different colored spacesuits on, and they were going in there to find something, right?
Yeah.
And do you remember what they were trying to find?
No.
Okay, they were trying to find, and this is kind of confusing to me too, trying to remember everything that happened because a lot happens in the 2.5 hours of this movie, right? I think they were trying to find the key to unlock something that would help Rocket because Rocket gets hurt in the beginning of the movie, right? And he spends a lot of the movie kind of dreaming about his early life as a raccoon being experimented on by the High Evolutionary. Now, the High Evolutionary, are you sure he didn't give you any nightmares? Because there's that one scene where something happens to his face, and that was a bit like, ugh.
Oh,
It didn't give you any nightmares? Well, okay, I'm glad. So I really loved this movie. I think it was a great way. I don't know if this is gonna be the last Guardians movie. They're saying it might be. But as we saw at the very end, there might be a chance of something continuing on. So I'm hoping for that. I really dug this movie. I'm glad you liked it too, but maybe not as much as the second one. I understand because I love the second movie too, and I got to see this one a few more times, I think, before I can decide which of the two I think I like better. But I'm glad you had a good time. Did you have a good time? What's the next movie we're going to see this summer, do you think? There's a few of them, right? There's Indiana Jones, there is the Transformers Rise of the Beast. Transformers. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll have to come back and talk about that one. I think it's either next month or in July, but yeah, I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yeah. Hey, guess what?
Uh-oh, what? Okay, so I think we'll all agree that Luke has done a very good job of being patient and not too squirmy and not too silly while we talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But he has a request that he show off something he likes to call his scary new thing. It's actually a dog brush. So let's see what scary thing he's going to do with this newfangled dog brush. Looks like a carrot shredder. Okay. Oh no! Is that your special Guardians of the Galaxy weapon, Luke? Are you going to defend the universe against all evil? Or just do that? Anyway, Luke, thank you very much for talking Guardians with me. We'll be back next time talking about something summary, probably something that transforms into other things. So how do you want to sign off, Luke? What do you want to say? I think we're just going to say goodbye at this point.